sort of, it's associated with the 70s and the old days, but these plants are all over the place, and they need to be exposed for what they are, which is leaking, rickety, old wrecks that are being run at extremely good profit rates by firms like Entergy and Exelon. And, it also serves...
How serious was the leak at, Christian, how serious was the leak at 3 Mile Island?
We don't know yet. The NRC is investigating it. They say it wasn't that serious, that the radiation didn't escape outside the plant. Who knows? There have been leaks of tritium-contaminated water from Indian Point, from Oyster Creek, that at first go unnoticed. So the groundwater around all those plants is contaminated. Atomic power plants routinely, as part of their proper operating, release small amounts of radiation. There was a recent study that found that using children's teeth, baby teeth, that tracking contamination around nuclear power plants, and they found that cancer rates among children go up around. Actually, they drop off very precipitously as soon as a plant is decommissioned. So. It sounds like this technology works when you hear the fact that there are 50-something plants being built around the world, that France has 50% of its energy from atomic energy. But what the issue is internationally with nuclear power is that it does provide energy security. And this logic comes out of the Arab oil embargoes of the early 70s. So Japan, France have these fleets of atomic power plants that no outside power can control. That doesn't mean they're cost effective. Those plants are heavily subsidized by the state and by the rest of the economy. And it also doesn't mean they're safe. The French system is much safer than ours. They have one design, one company, heavily regulated, yet they too have suffered massive contamination in just the last year. The other thing is that these plants are almost always linked to actual weapons programs or the quest for weapons programs. But if you just look at it superficially, it sounds like, well, the rest of the world is doing this. This must make sense. It doesn't make sense economically, and it doesn't make sense climatologically, because what has to happen is a massive revolution in energy around the world, and the time frame for building a fleet of atomic power plants does not comport with the time frame we face in terms of climate change. We have to make radical cuts immediately, and the best way to do that is energy efficiency and massive investments in wind, solar, and tidal kinetics and all of that. And the fact of the matter is that right now, wind power is much cheaper than atomic power. So this is just a matter of entrenched interests, defending themselves.